Jamie Richards, so you've got some nice runners going to Happy Valley on Wednesday night. One so is Seasons Wit, a horse that we've seen plentiful, but last time out was a run right back in the right direction.
Yeah, he's taken a little while to get back into the groove, but yeah, the handicapper got him, and then there just wasn't the races around for him, and he was slightly out of form, but been much better last time. And nice low gate, seems to have trained on well, and looking forward to it. So yeah, he should be a nice chance.
We know him obviously as a very good 1,000 metre horse. You mentioned him obviously being in the grip of the handicapper. I guess that can happen here. Just to sort of elaborate on that, I mean, it doesn't make it easy for them, does it, the system, really, when they do get as high as they can? Yeah,
and he's a real Happy Valley Class 3 1,000 metre specialist, and when he was up in Class 2 he was struggling, and we couldn't find the right races for him, and he was running in the wrong races basically to get his rating back down. But the owners have been really patient, and hopefully their patience will be rewarded.
Yeah, he has one off of 86, I see, so he does look very well handicapped indeed. Gate 1, Lyle Hughes, and some positives there.
Yeah, Lyle's a good barrier rider, and hopefully he's a horse that just needs it to flow, so hopefully it can, and we're looking forward to him running.
And has he shown you, Jamie, sort of in his homework, that since that run, sort of good in defeat, has he shown you all the right signs still that he's in the same form? Yeah,
we've just been up to Chongfa and ticked over 3 weeks between runs. I didn't think as though he needed a trial. He's put on a little bit of body weight, which I don't think's a bad thing. So, yeah, we're happy with him, and the team up there have done a good job with him.
Jamie, Sunday Serenade hasn't looked back since he's come here, 2 from 2, and he's in the form of his life.
Yeah, well, he's always a horse that's shown a lot, just taken a little while to sort of figure it all out, and he was running really consistently at Sharton without winning, and when they do that and they get the switch to Happy Valley, if they handle the surface and the circumference of the track, then they usually can front up and run well, and he's done that on a couple of occasions. Doesn't get any easier for him with the weight increase and a bad gait, but as you say, he is in good form, and we purposely targeted this race to keep him on the B course.
And just looking at the race sort of and how it maps, there is a little bit of pace on, so it certainly should help him, shouldn't it?
Yeah, well, that's what he needs, so he's going to have to go back from the gate, but we'll leave that up to Zach, and as long as they go inside a standard and he can get the right run, then hopefully we can be there when the whips are cracking at the finish.
And Jamie's always looked like one of those horses that was always obviously going to come right as far as winning was concerned. As you say, he always shown a bit early on, and there was always something there with him, wasn't there?
Yeah, I like the sire, Ardrossan. He's not an overly big, strong horse. He's only sort of small, medium, and doesn't carry a lot of body weight, so he just needed a little bit of time to get used to everything here in Hong Kong, but now that he's worked it out, he seems to be going well, and hopefully he can keep progressing.
David, Soleil fighter, let's talk about the gift that keeps on giving, shall we? Another good run last time at a track that he's not as favourable with, but back to the Valley.
Yes, his record at the Valley's first class. His lead-up race after a short break, after winning the Happy Valley Challenge, was excellent, and I think he'll be hard to beat with Zach on.
When you look at that race last time, obviously traditionally Sharton form is that little bit stronger than Happy Valley form per se. I mean, behind a horse like Invincible Shield and Co, I mean, that's very strong form.
Yeah, and he was kicking back and right there. So, and he went into that race with improvement left in him. So, back at the Valley with the run under his belt, he should be very hard to beat.
It's interesting you say that. I mean, he started the season off at 64, he's up to 87. I mean, in an ideal world, I'm sure you'd be hoping there is more to come. You're confident that there is, though?
Yeah, I am. The way he's getting around, it wouldn't surprise me if he, got through 100. So he's healthy, he's well. He had a slow start in Hong Kong, but he's really made his ground up now.
I mean, as you well know, obviously with a horse perhaps of slightly lesser ability per se than the likes of, say, Red Majesty, when they do like it around here, it's key, isn't it? It's a key component, really.
I think you copy and paste a lot, and because there's a lot of horses that don't really handle it, and as you said earlier, it tends to be that 10% easier.
Yeah. You've got Zach on, of course, never a bad thing. He's riding a few for you on Wednesday night.
Yes. Nice to get him, isn't it? He's got the choice of 1,000 horses, so if he can ride 5 of mine, it's good.
David, I wanted to ask you about a horse by the name of Bienvenue, who looks like he's improving nicely. Good effort here last time. That was his first run at the Valley.
Yeah, it was probably, I think, his career best run. He's drawn a little bit awkward at 9, but on the strength of that last run, he's got to be right in the mix, I think.
For a little while, David, since this horse has sort of emerged and started racing, I've had Slow Burner written next to his name. Would that be fair? Yeah,
I'm sure he's going to end up probably in 3, but when he's 4 or 5, and he's only 3 years old. I think he's run 3 seconds, and let's hope he can break through.
Once that penny dropped last time, though, he was doing some really good work, wasn't he?
Yes, yeah. Like, you know, I just think if it was another 50 metres at the Valley last week, he would have won.
Yeah, for sure. As you do with a number of your horses, he's been up to China. How's he benefited from that?
Yeah, it's a key part to him. He eats probably 20% more up there. And as you said, he's a little bit backwards, so that's really helps him.
Just looking at the horses that he's sort of been running behind, the likes of Master of My Universe, Sky Joy, Cross-Border Pegasus, Little Paradise, who we saw win on the weekend. I mean, it's rock solid.
Yeah, really good form. I didn't realise how strong it was, but it's turned out very well.
Mark Nunan, your smart 3-year-old Crimson Flash is going to the races again at Happy Valley on Wednesday night, and mightily impressive last time and winning.
Yeah, look, he's always shown good natural talent. When he arrived in Hong Kong, he'd only had one previous start, so he hadn't had a lot of exposure. His first run at Happy Valley and blinkers on did the job. Andrea was, you know, he adapted to what happened in front of him. The horse wasn't quickly away, and he's had a little bit of a habit of doing that. So jumps quickly, it's much easier for him to get on pace. He's got natural speed, but they adapted well to what was in front of them, and horse and jockey did a good job.
And with all that in mind, I mean, what was very impressive, I suppose, well, I certainly thought so, was the way he's rushed home. I mean, he's got that electric turn of foot.
Yeah, and look, and that's one thing about him. He's got natural speed, and, you know, where he uses that in the race will be determined on how he jumps. But he's certainly come on well since that race, and he's trialled well.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you about the trial. I mean, he's looked good there. Andrea had a sit on him. Was he happy with him?
Yeah, very. And, you know, he used his speed in the trial and controlled it from the front, was still strong all the way to the line. So, no, he's a horse with a bit of upside.
You've got to the 37 winner mark this season, Mark, and homing in on 40. Season's going well?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, no, it's been really good. You know, we could finish off strongly. We've got a few of these newer horses to step out, you know, between now and the end of the season. So, you know, if they can get, you know, a few runs into them and toughen them up for next season.
I imagine that's the exciting part, isn't it? Especially for you and owners and all the team. I mean, you know, you get these nice young horses and keeps the dream alive for next year and bigger targets.
Yeah, well, you have to, you know, if you're going to be competitive here, you've got to have a good stream of horses coming in. And generally, wherever you start, you know, it does take probably 3 or 4 seasons to establish a stable. And, you know, we've been able to, you know, get good numbers on the board already, but, you know, some of those horses we started with will retire at the end of this year, and we've got a good influx of horses coming, so it's looking bright for the next season or two after this year, but we'd still like to finish this one off strongly.